Good morning, 819S. It's a good day. The rain let up a little bit so that I'm able to get to work dry. You can see the ground is still wet, so it was raining all morning. Today it's 22 degrees with a high of 30. It's going to get really hot today. I'm not really looking forward to that. It's supposed to rain a little bit more later in the day today too. I believe it is not going to rain on my way home. So again, I end up safe today, which is great news for me. Today, I would like to talk about insurance. So, every motorcycle needs insurance. There are two forms of insurance in Japan. One is called Jibaiseki. Jibaiseki is compulsory insurance. Every vehicle is required to have it. Jibaiseki is not super expensive. The prices range from about 7,000 yen or so to about 10,000 yen or so, depending on the size of your bike. I believe the categories are 50cc, 125cc, 50cc, 125, and over 125. There could be four categories: 50, 125, 250, and then over 250. Usually the longer the term you pay, the cheaper it is. And in this case, it's a considerable difference. So I believe for my 50cc bike, 1 year was 7,100 yen for 12 months, and it was 14,200 yen for 5 years. So if I get 5 years instead of 1 year, it's a half. I basically pay the price of 2 years to get 5 years of coverage. I don't know how that math would work out. Too early in the morning to calculate that in my head. And the other bikes are about the same. It's like 8,000 yen, 10,000 yen for 1 year, but it would be 20,000 yen for 5 years. Prices can change from year to year too. They typically don't change too dramatically, so you're gonna have to check that out. And the purpose of the compulsory insurance is more for the other person. If you do damage or injure somebody else, that's where the compulsory insurance kicks in. If you have an accident or there's some kind of damage or problem, basically it doesn't protect you very much. So a lot of people will opt for optional insurance. Optional insurance, also called Nini Hoken. Optional insurance ranges in price depending on a lot of factors, but it's a little bit more. My feeling about it is it's a little bit more lenient or a little bit easier than U.S. insurance. I feel like your driving record doesn't play as big of a part. Your age does play a factor. Your license type does play a factor. So if you have a lot of points on your license, you may end up paying more for it. And then age is a huge one. The higher the age, typically the lower the price of insurance. So if I wanted to allow other people to ride my bike who are 18 or 19 years old, I would end up paying more for my insurance per year or per month. And if I only wanted older people in my age range, I would end up paying less per month or per year for the insurance. If you do have an accident, and I hope you never do, you need to have your insurance card with you. I have never experienced it, thank God. So I don't know exactly what information is required, but I think what you're going to need is the person's name, their policy number, their insurance company name. And in the modern times with smartphones, I think if there's a situation, if the person allows you to, just snap a picture of their insurance card. So it's important to keep that with you at all times. The compulsory insurance document needs to stay with your bike at all times. Also, if you are stopped by the police, you may be required to show the compulsory insurance documentation. Compulsory insurance, the Jibaiseki, is actually a sticker that's on your license plate, and it shows the month and year that your insurance will expire. If you don't have that paperwork with you, I'm not exactly sure what happens. but I was told by the bike shop, always have it with you. I also keep a copy of it on my phone. When I renew it, I'll take a picture of it. Instead of letting it get mixed in with all my photos in the Photos app, I'll usually keep it in my Notes app, and I'll keep it as a note. It makes it easy to access and easy to search for on my phone. In fact, if I'm honest, I keep a copy of everything with me on my phone. I keep a copy of my driver's license, the front and back, so that in the case where I do have some kind of problem and my license is missing, I can show that to people. I keep a copy of my compulsory insurance, and I keep a copy of my optional insurance, all in my phone. It's a backup, if nothing else. It may not be accepted because it's not the official document, but I think the police can run it and they can check to see if the information is correct, and then the situation can proceed from there depending on the cop's discretion. So yeah, it's a good idea to keep backups of that stuff. I also try to keep photocopies of everything at home too. If I'm keeping the original card with me in my wallet or in the bike, then I want to make sure that I have a backup copy of it at home, a paper copy. So I have a printer for my computer, so I just scan it in, and I keep, in fact, I guess I'm a data hoarder. I keep a scan of it on the computer, I keep a copy of it in my Notes app on my phone, I keep a paper printout of it in my home also. So I just want to make sure I don't ever lose that information. And I think 5 years is the best option if you have the budget for it. So if you're going to get your compulsory insurance, go with the longest term possible. It is transferable from bike to bike, or from person to person. I don't believe it's transferable from bike to bike. So if I buy it for this bike and then I sell this bike, the insurance can transfer to the next person, I believe, at no extra charge. I believe I've done it twice now and I didn't have to pay anything for processing or anything like that. So my understanding of optional insurance, it may vary from company to company, so you're going to want to have to do a little bit of research. But anyone who rides the bike will be covered as long as they meet the criteria that are set in your policy. What that means is basically their age. So if I let a 19-year-old ride my big bike right now, maybe they're not covered by my compulsory insurance because my policy is set for people in their 30s. I don't remember the exact age I have mine set to, but I tried to strike a balance of allowing other people to be able to ride my bike without worry about insurance, but not overpaying for insurance. So I like to swap bikes if I can from time to time with my friends, and I have a lot of younger friends. Yeah, so if you're going to be the only person who rides your bike, it might be a good idea to just choose the policy that matches your age. Therefore, you're probably going to end up saving some money on that. But if you do want to share the bike with somebody, or you want to let friends ride it from time to time, just be cautious about the age ranges. If they're too young, they may not be able to ride your bike. One last thing when it comes to compulsory insurance, when it comes to optional insurance, is the brand. So I didn't do a lot of deep diving, or I didn't dig deeply into all the different policies and brands that are out there, but there's a lot of different companies that offer insurance. Basically, because I bought the bike from a dealer, the dealer has an arrangement with an insurance company already. I stick with that dealer's insurance company. The prices, in my experience, don't vary too dramatically depending on what kind of coverage you're looking for. And I know that I can get good service through that bike dealer, and if I need to, they're the middleman, so I can contact them about questions about my policy and things like that. They can help me renew it more easily. They can provide a little bit of extra service. In my case, I bought my big bike, my CRF, from Honda Dream, and Honda Dream is the one that usually renews it for me. I go right in and talk to them. It can be done over the phone. It can be done a few other ways. There may be an online renewal system for some of the companies too. But which company you should choose, that's up to you. Basically, my experience is that they don't speak English, but nowadays, with AI and translations and stuff, there may be some other service available that can translate for you. So in the comments down below, if you have a recommendation for an insurance company and why you recommend them, leave that down in the comments below. If you have any comments about things that I may have missed during this short discussion, please leave those in the comments too. And I'll try to find a little bit of more interesting information to share about insurance in a future ride. But I think for today, that's probably going to be it. Yeah, the better your Japanese is, the better your riding experience in Japan. I guess if I have to talk about one last topic, that is renting a bike in Japan, because I think renting a bike will require insurance. The bike rental companies have agreements and can provide you with the insurance. I think you're basically going to have to pay what you pay. I don't think there's a lot of shopping around because they have an insurance company that they've set up to do business with. So yeah, if you're interested in renting a bike here, definitely talk to the bike rental shop and find out what it's going to cost. Yeah. If you have any questions or comments, if you have a topic you'd like me to talk about in a future episode, please leave it down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for riding. Thank you, I did it again. Thank you so much for watching. Get out there and ride. Definitely ride safe. Sick.